In the spiritual community, we all know about what we call chakras, and chakras are energy centers that rule our life emotionally, spiritually, and on a physical. Linking it to food for me was such a aha moment.
Welcome back, guys. We are talking Serenity Festival again, and I'm joined by the Purple Chef, the Cuisine Master. Welcome, Barney, the Purple Chef. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here and to talk to you.
Amazing. So, Barney, you're not the purple dinosaur, you are the Purple Chef. So, tell us, why should people care about the color of their food?
Well, first of all, I'll just start with why the Purple Chef. Mainly because of my name is Barney, and we obviously grew up associating Barney with the purple dinosaur. So how that came about was I always used to think that people were going to bully me for being Barney, the dinosaur. But I grew up and actually realized that people actually liked me for being Barney, and that sort of became my superpower. And being the purple chef just came organically, and linking it to the power of food and the color being more of spirituality, and how it evolves to get there is really something that organically came when I spiritually evolved. And color has played such a huge role in my healing journey. In the spiritual community, we all know about what we call chakras, and chakras are energy centers that rule our life emotionally, spiritually, and on a physical side. And linking it to food, just it for me was such a aha moment when I realized that if you're eating an apple, you're activating your root chakra. When you're eating a yellow fruit, you are activating the solar plexus or color that associates with your chakra. Which that's where the whole holistic approach to food began, because I realized that you actually become what you eat, and what you eat creates blockages in your chakras, and that sort of creates an imbalance in your life or creates an overflow of energy. And as beings, we have to create a harmonious energy flow in our life so that we can have more of a healthier approach with things, and a more balanced approach.
And I love the color, the chakras that you spoke about. In my healing practice, chakras are a big part of my game. And obviously, I chose the name Indigo Jedi, especially for that reason, because indigo for me is the color of the third eye chakra. And that allows you to see different dimensions. It activated with dimethyltryptamine. It also secretes a lot of hormones that manage your body's function, sleep patterns, a whole bunch of things. Your pineal and pituitary gland work very closely to just manage your whole mood and energy levels. So that's why I'm Indigo Jedi. So it is amazing to see that a purple chef also is talking about chakras. So at Serenity Festival, you are doing something special for the participants. I think you're offering a very unique type of workshop. You want to tell us what's that all about?
Yes, so the workshop is a um, seven color experience, where we are making a meal or dish that links or boosts the chakra. We want to make the whole culinary experience more interactive, and for people to actually connect with the food. And I believe that when we connect to the food, we kind of set an intention. And in our spiritual practice, when we set an intention, the law of cause and effect, what you put out is what you receive. So this is a more fun approach to connecting to our chakras, boosting our chakras, and also at the same time, it's a healing experience where people get to connects to all of their chakras, as there's seven color there's a seven color course, which then connects to all of our chakras. So by the end of the meal, you will not just feel full, you'll feel energized, your soul will feel full, and you will feel, more balanced to take on the day, and feel inspired to have a more healthier approach with your food, because that's where our relationship with food then begins. When you realize that you can have a fun and healthy way with food, that's where the whole game changes for yourself in the kitchen and when you're cooking for other people.
Sounds so exciting to have the intention and also eating a whole rainbow color of food, activating different parts of your chakra system, and that makes sense that it revitalizes your whole body and being. So when I tell people, my patients, to eat a better diet, and I usually tell them, you must eat more nutrient dense food, you must eat a variety of colors. So I tell my patients this, and the most common response I can get is they they think the food is not going to taste as nice. So the perfect example is my own children. I have two little children, and I try to get them to eat healthy, but they're not interested, right? They want to eat the tasty, whatever, processed food. Because there's a perception that eating healthy, organic, wholesome food just doesn't taste as nice. How can you get around that? Does your food taste good? I mean, it's all very well to revitalize my body and, open my chakras and get everything working. But if it doesn't taste nice, people aren't interested. My daughter being the perfect example.
That's true. I feel like people, us as a collective, we've been programmed to enjoy processed food because we eat processed food from a very young age. Our then palate then grows to feeling like processed food is natural when essentially it isn't. And me as a chef and as a holistic chef, my approach is to then create healthy food, but also make it very flavorful and very delicious. There are some of most of, if anything, all of my clients, when they eat the food that I have created, they actually realize that, oh, I can actually become plant-based because of this approach of food, because it's healthy, it's delicious, and it works for them. Food does not have to be boring. Food does not have to be bland. It can be playful. Food can we as chefs, we believe in color, texture, and experience. So it's about the experience you're giving the person from get-go, from the visual approach, from what they eat, from their sensory. That's what I'm bringing to this whole approach of wellness meets good food. It's changing the whole game and just giving people a different perspective that healthy food does not have to be boring. Healthy food actually is absolutely amazing, and you can create very flavorful dishes with clean, high alkaline herbs, meal, vegetables, and fruits.
I would love to see my daughter eating more healthy food. So if you can make flavorful food that tastes good for my little kid and she can stop eating processed food, that'll be a game changer.
I can make them eat broccoli, trust me, and they will love and enjoy broccoli.
Oh, that is so interesting to hear. So I'm curious to know, are you actually going to teach people how to cook? So it's all very well that you're going to give them a nice 7 course meal. But what we're trying to do at Serenity Festival is really teach people a better way to live. Like, how can they actually take this information back with them, back to their normal lives, and implement it in their lifestyle? Are you actually going to teach practical ways that they can eat more colors? I mean, are your dishes easy to make, or do you need to be like a professor in culinary dish making, to be able to pull them off?
First of all, you don't have to be a professor, but it would be required for whoever um, is making the food, respects food. And when you respect food, then you understand food. So in this whole experience is I will be teaching in a way that um, people get to look at the red elements on the food, and they actually can see the red elements. And then there will be like mini brochures in terms of how they can make the meals at home, which is something that they can then do. They will taste it, and then they can have like a booklet to then make at home. They can then practice how to make. So it could be a sauce that they can learn, or it could be an arrangement of vegetables or fruits, grilled or baked, that they can then mix together. Then they can play around in their own kitchen so that they can then integrate my meal with their way of eating, so that they can then practice eating healthy and delicious meals.
And I think in a busy lifestyle that we all have, right? I mean, everyone is got a corporate job or they got some type of job that's keeping them busy and they've got children to look after, errands, admin, everything. Cooking is not a luxury that we have like our grandparents where you can spend hours cooking a meal. I know when I go to India, for instance, India is a little bit more old school in some parts, they have more free time. So the women spend a long time cooking in the kitchen, spend hours making a curry and this dish and this vegetable, this and that. So they spend a long time cooking. But for the practical current pace that we have in this society now, are your meals quick and practical? Is it time efficient, or does it take a long time to prepare?
I always, when I make my meals, especially when I'm teaching people, I try to make them as sustainable as possible, meaning they'll be able to find the ingredients at their nearest grocery store. It's something that's not expensive, and it's something that um, doesn't require you to have any professional culinary experience. Um, but mainly as people who are busy, it's always best as a chef. I would suggest that people meal planning is very important. So if you do have that one day where you can give 3 hours or dedicate your time in the kitchen so that you don't have to worry about the rest of the week, then that's better. So if there would be a specific sauces that you can leave in the fridge that you can integrate in your dishes when you're making, let's say, a green salad, then you have a green goddess dressing. You're not always going to be making the dressing because it's sitting in the fridge because you made it early on Monday. And if it's staying for 5 days, then it won't get spoiled in the fridge. If anything, it will taste good, and you will want to use that sauce on almost anything, because I also do try and bring that flavor in my sauces and in the experience that I want to give people, that it's something that they actually want to live off from. They must want to go to a restaurant and try different varieties of what they learned from me, or they must feel bored when they go to a restaurant and the restaurant doesn't live up to the standard of flavor that they can make in their own homes. Meaning, if the less they go to fast foods or eating out and practicing time and being in the kitchen and cooking, because cooking is a meditation. Cooking is also activating your she energy, which is what I also use when I cook with my when I cook. I activate my she energy to bring some Reiki healing, because that's what we can do as beings. That's how powerful we are. And when we are in this meditative state, then our vibration increases. You then get to respect food more. You then respect your ingredients more, meaning your whole food experience just becomes a lot better.
That is so cool. So cool. So very practical things that you're going to be teaching people. The other thing is there's a perception in the community, I would say, that you need to stop eating meat. You must become vegan or you must become vegetarian or cut out animal products. Like, I'm vegan myself, but I don't have any problem with people eating meat. My view is that they just should just eat as high quality meat as possible. So if you're getting beef or lamb, try and make sure that they're fed nicely, they're grass fed, they can walk in the field, they're not trapped and eating lucerne or whatever. Same with the chickens, if they're authentically free range, then it's better quality. So I just tell people to eat better quality meat or protein. But what's your view on this animal versus vegetarian diet? Like, what do our body needs from a color and energy point of view?
Yeah, my view from that perspective is everything requires balance. I, for one, grew up eating meat and I still do. And I have my seasons where I'm plant-based, I'm vegetarian because I do explore um, how to cook a vegan plant-based menu, vegetarian menu, because of that's my practice. But I in any spiritual practice, I believe that balance is very important. So if you do eat meat, do balance with your vegetables, do balance with a healthier life, a healthier active lifestyle. Just as when you are plant-based, you have to balance your menu with more high protein legumes and protein so that you can get all adequate nutrients in your body. So I believe that anybody can just eat what they want as long as there's balance. Just like with the people that drink alcohol or wine or whatever substance, it's all about balance. If you're going to create a balance, or if you're not going to be balanced, you're going to overflow or you're going to create a blockage. So balance, 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 balance. If you are vegetarian, create a balance. If you are plant-based, whatever, just balance.
Okay, that is amazing advice. So, guys, there you have it. Barney, not the purple dinosaur, he is the purple chef, and he is going to ignite your purple color at the Serenity Festival. Make sure you book the workshop. Links are below. Check it out. This culinary experience can change your life, and it's practical stuff that you can take back with you, implement into your life, and that's what we love to hear. That's what Serenity Festival is all about. So there you guys have it. See you guys there. Barney, thank you again for your time and your wisdom.
And I look forward to hosting everyone that's going to be joining. You're going to have an amazing time. And trust, believe me, that your kitchen experience will definitely advance. You will begin to respect the process of cooking. You will respect your ingredients. And most importantly, you will respect yourself because it all starts with yourself.
And you're right. I want to touch on this just before we close. You said in the beginning, we are what we consume. And that is so true because your body is continuously repairing itself, right? And what is it using to repair itself? The food you eat. So, what do you want the bricks of your house to be made of? Nice, good, solid, strong bricks or junk? You want McDonald's? You want your bricks to be made of McDonald's junk and chocolates and chips? Or do you want your body to be made of nice, sturdy, organic
Alkaline foods, yeah.
Exactly. So there you guys have it. Till next time, ciao for now.